Welcome back, Formula One fans, to another exciting episode of F1 Favorites. With the 2023 Brazilian Grand Prix just around the corner, we've got a lot to unpack. From Red Bull's tumultuous history at Interlagos to the Alonso rumors that have the paddock buzzing, and, of course, the resurgence of Daniel Ricciardo. Let's dive right into the top stories heading into the Brazilian GP. Now, if we cast our minds back to last year's Brazilian Grand Prix, one major headline emerged. In the closing laps of that race, Max Verstappen disregarded team orders to let Sergio Perez pass, who was locked in a battle with Charles Leclerc for second place in the drivers' standings. This incident sparked widespread speculation about the relationship between the Red Bull teammates. Although the team tried to move past the incident and unify its efforts to secure Perez's second-place finish in the Drivers' Championship, there was still lingering frostiness in the air. But in the end, they came up short in Abu Dhabi, with Leclerc finishing ahead of Perez, sealing second place in the championship. As we approach this year's Brazilian GP, the question on everyone's mind is, what happens if a similar team order is issued this time? Can Red Bull avoid the tension that clouded their championship campaign last year? The rumor mill in Formula One has been buzzing louder than ever, and it's all thanks to Sergio Perez's first lap exit from the Mexico Grand Prix. After the home race disappointment, whispers began about whether Red Bull would keep Perez for the 2024 season. But the real frenzy ignited when a cryptic tweet from Spanish journalist Albert Fabrega set the internet on fire. Fabrega, without providing any specifics or context, dropped a hint that something big might be happening in the F1 paddock. Many eyes turned to Fernando Alonso, given Fabrega's Spanish background and the questions surrounding Alonso's future at Aston Martin. The tweet led to wild speculations. Could Alonso be ready to retire from F1, or was there more to the story? The possibility that Alonso might replace Perez for 2024 started to gain traction. Even Red Bull Spain added fuel to the fire by posting a shushing face emoji after Fabrega's tweet. Alonso's early departure from Alpine at the end of 2022 due to a contract disagreement raised doubts about his future. However, Alonso seems as motivated as ever and is committed to continuing as long as he remains competitive. Red Bull sources have maintained that Alonso is not on their radar, and any discussions with him have been unrelated to driving. So, while the rumors persist, Red Bull is sticking with Perez for the 2024 season as of now. In fact, Perez's contract does not allow him to move between the main team and AlphaTauri, so if he were to leave Red Bull, it would likely be for good. For now, Red Bull hopes that Perez will finish the season strongly and secure his second-place spot in the Drivers' Championship. Now, let's talk about the man of the moment, Daniel Ricciardo. In Mexico City, Ricciardo's performance was nothing short of outstanding. He consistently demonstrated his prowess throughout the weekend, starting with a P6 finish in the second practice session. Ricciardo declared that he had a top 10 car at his disposal, and he proved it in qualifying by securing fourth place on the grid next to Max Verstappen. On race day, he continued to impress, finishing 7th and even battling George Russell of Mercedes in the closing laps. Ricciardo's performance in Mexico has raised the question, is the old Daniel Ricciardo truly back? With his strong form, he is emerging as a potential candidate should Red Bull reconsider its driver lineup. However, Red Bull sources indicate that they haven't seen enough from Ricciardo yet to consider him as a replacement for Perez. But the future remains uncertain. And as the 2024 season unfolds, we might see changes if Perez's form doesn't improve. For now, the message is clear. Red Bull has faith in Perez's potential and hopes for a strong finish to the season. So, as we head into the Brazilian Grand Prix, the speculation surrounding Red Bull's driver lineup, the ghosts of last year's team tensions, and Daniel Ricciardo's resurgence continue to dominate the headlines. With the 2023 season nearing its conclusion, the drama and excitement in Formula One show no signs of slowing down. Stay tuned to F1 Favorites for all the latest updates and coverage from the Brazilian GP. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you at the races.